Does he not forgive sin? On the Day of Atonement. The Day of Atonement is the last day of history. It's the last of the 6,000 years. So, in Revelation chapter 8, okay, let's start reading right at the top there, Revelation chapter 8. It says, and when he opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven for about a half an hour. And I saw 7 angels who stood before God, and to them were given 7 trumpets. Another angel who had a golden censer came and stood at the altar. He was given much incense to offer with the prayers of all the saints, and the golden altar before the throne. The smoke of the incense, together with the prayers of the saints, went up before God. Okay? Now listen to this. Listen to this very carefully. The priest was ordered to do what? When you go in the temple, take the incense, ground, put them on the altar so that they create a smoke. So when you go in to see God, you won't die because you're seeing him face to face. Okay? Now we're in the book of Revelation. Okay? This is the end. They're blowing the 7 blowing the 7 trumpets and the 7 seals. All the judgment is going out upon the world. Jesus is about to come back. Yes. So, if Jesus comes back and the sky is peeled back where the people can see God when he's returning, that means everybody who sees God coming back will die. Yes. Because we can't see him face to face. Amen. So why do you think he's telling them to do exactly in Revelation what the priest told them to do in Leviticus? Amen. You got to create a cloud, right?
Amen, amen.
Yes. Because create a cloud so that when the sky peels back and they see the presence of God and they see him sitting on the throne and the Lamb, and they run and hide in rocks and caves. But he says, when you do this, first create a cloud. Because if you don't create a cloud in Revelation, that means everybody who sees God will then die. And everybody is not ordered for judgment. That's right. So he says, create a cloud. Now, in Luke, Jesus Christ says, when you see me coming on a cloud. Yes. Right? Right. Yeah. Luke says, Christ is going to return on a cloud. Yeah. Why does he return on a cloud? Because the sky has been peeled back. There's no separation between man and God. So anybody that sees God would die immediately. So here he's telling the angels, create a cloud, take an incense. Why are they having a Yom Kippur service right before Jesus Christ comes back? Because he's about to bring vengeance and he's about to reign. That's right. So that means that the Old Testament is not washed away. Here in the book of Revelation, they're still practicing Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement. And before Jesus comes back, the angels go in and they put the incense on the altar so that Jesus can come back on a cloud. So he comes back. This is what I want you to know. The day that Jesus comes back has already been known. When God told me that the rapture was coming, he told me because the end of days, which is Yom Kippur 2017, the Day of Atonement, is 7 years away from where we're standing now. So he wants you to know, if the church is not going to be in the tribulation, that means that from 2010 to 2017 will be tribulation. And therefore, if the church is not going to be there, we know that the church is going to be gone. When we're telling you that the church is leaving in 2010, it's not a guess. We're not, God did a lot to get us to this point. He says, first count every year in the Bible. Now, I would have no idea how to do that in 2003, but God showed me. He says, start in Genesis 5 When I finished, I was at 2017. So, and I was like, always been telling people, oh, well, the end is 2018 because Israel was rebirthed in 1948. But God was like, no, they announced it in 1947.
Right.
So the end is 2017.
Right.
He was letting me know from 2003, the world has 14 years left.
Right.
And Christ is going to return with vengeance and forgiveness for Israel.
Yes.
And so, this is what we're trying to tell people. You can do religion or you can do the Bible.
Right.
If you learn religion, you'll learn how to be a good tither and wait for your breakthrough. Or you can learn the Bible and figure out what God is doing,
right.
Get on His side,
right.
So that you're working with God to bring about salvation.
Right, right.
Because the harvest is still going on.
Amen.
And God is still trying to redeem people out of the world.
Yes.
But once the church leaves, then they sign the peace treaty, which starts the 7 years, then we know that 7 years is on.
Amen.
Now, I love this day. I got started early.
Amen.
No, I just want you to go back to Revelation chapter 6 real fast. Because I want to show you something. Okay. Now listen. John is already in heaven. Chapter 4, John heard a voice like a trumpet say, come up here. So John is already in heaven. Okay? While John is in heaven, he sees the scroll being handed to Jesus Christ to open the scroll to redeem the earth.
Yes.
So John is already in heaven. He sees the 7 lampstands already in heaven, meaning the church is already in heaven. So the church is in heaven, John's in heaven, the crowning ceremony is going on. All of this stuff is happening in heaven. John sees the seals being released. And look what he sees. He says, I watched as the Lamb opened the first seal. He said, the first of the 7 seals. Then I heard one of the 4 living creatures say in a voice like thunder, come or go. And I looked, and there before me was a white horse, and its rider held a bow. And he was given a crown, and he rode out to conquer and for conquest. Do you know who he's seeing leave heaven?
Antichrist.
The Antichrist. Because, listen to it. First of all, he sees the seal open, and he looks, and he sees a white horse. If you read Revelation chapter 19, you see Jesus Christ coming back on a white horse.
Amen.
Who is the Antichrist trying to emulate?
Christ.
Jesus. So he comes on a white horse. Okay? Then it says, I looked, and there before me was a white horse, and its rider had a bow. The bow is not a bow and arrow. That means like a bow meaning a covenant. Okay?
Amen.
God put a rainbow into the sky, meaning it has all colors. But the bow, the rain covenant, is a rainbow. It's a covenant between man and earth that I will never drown the world out again.
Amen.
So he comes with a bow, and he says, this covenant, and it says, was given him, and also was given him a crown. So he's also trying to come like he's a king, like he's Jesus.
Right.
And he rides out as a conqueror bent on conquest. So that's not Jesus on that horse, that's the Antichrist.
Right.
But understand something. John's already in heaven.
Amen.
The church is already in heaven before the Antichrist even gets released.
Right, right.
So, as of this year, when they sign the peace agreement and the church is gone, that will start the 7 years.
Amen.
When the church is leaving, I don't know. But I'll tell you this much. We all need to make sure that we're ready, and we should have the same zeal that we had during the 7 weeks or the 7 days of prayer.
Amen.
Because we don't know the day when the rapture is.